Do you ever feel afraid when it's quiet? Hey, I'm Tiffany, your guide to exploring inner growth and transformation through plant medicine. Welcome. So this week on my blog, it's really talking about the void in relation to plant medicine and what's actually happening in those experiences. When people feel afraid, what they're experiencing when they're consuming a plant medicine is ego dissolution. And so that means there is no I, there's no self-identity, there's just the universe, vast awareness, and that can be terrifying because our default mode network is our personal reference, it's our internal monologue, it's how we relate to the world, and the DMN slows down when you're taking plant medicine. I see this a lot with my therapy clients, the idea of silence, which could equate to the void. Not being able to sit with themselves, it's too much. Their brains start to chatter, that default mode network that I talk about all the time. They're talking about the stories, the unworthiness, maybe what they did wrong at work. It's an endless cycle of chatter. And part of plant medicine is really about identifying that chatter and becoming the awareness, the consciousness of what's taking place in your brain without actually identifying with it. Because a lot of our DMN network, that's what the N is, the DMN, default mode network, are stories that have been told to us our whole lives that usually start at birth. And the narratives that we have of ourselves aren't actually ones that we created for ourselves. And I want you to think about this in different areas of your life where this can exist. So for example, with me having ADHD, I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until I was 38. I really struggled in school a lot. And so the narrative that I had from a very young age was that I was dumb, like I just wouldn't amount to anything. And the idea of amounting to anything, really, what is that but a social construct anyways? But I didn't start college until I was 27 because I didn't believe in myself. I also had my son when I was 19, so there was that. I continue to go to college and continue to work, and I am working on my doctorate right now, trying to finish that up. That's a whole different story. But throughout this, that narrative kept popping up, and what really had to happen was that default mode network had to slow down, dissolve my ego, and really ask myself, what is the narrative I've created of who I am? And is that even what I want to subscribe to for myself? And that's what I'm really asking you, is the narrative you have with yourself, the internal chatter where you could possibly be afraid of sitting in silence or entering that void. Is that narrative something that you gave to yourself? Is it something that you subscribe to in your life right now? Or is it just an extension of something that everybody's been telling you your whole life, and then you find ways to validate that over and over and over? That's part of the integration process. Well, it's the pre-assessment, it's the journey, but that's really part of the integration process, is to see what that void did for you. And I'm rambling, I'm not even looking at my notes, and I think that the caption that I've created for the script won't even match, but that's okay. Let me know what your thoughts are, and just say, yes, I subscribe to my narrative, or no, I don't, and drop it in the comments. As always, go download our free guide, Journey to the Soul, Exploring Psychedelics. It's really a helpful guide if you're really curious about what this means for you and your life. Have a good one.